Good day all, welcome back to South Africa, and this is South African Patriot. Thank you very much for watching my previous video. Was apartheid really so bad? I just want to mention that this was in actual fact a true story. I see a lot of black people are commenting, and what I've noticed is that a lot of the black viewers commenting were actually born after 1994. So one needs to realize that you can't really speak on behalf of somebody else when it comes to a subject like apartheid. Now, I'm not advocating that apartheid was good, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about our story. And this might give away my age a little bit, but that doesn't matter now, because we have to look at this from various angles. And what we're trying to do with these videos are, and this is specifically for the black viewers as well, we have to understand that the current situation in South Africa is not good. You can try and blame it on the past, you can try and blame it on white people, and you can try and justify that it is apartheid's fault, but the reality is that in 2025, if we look at South Africa now, and the reason why South Africa got here, it is not a very good place to be at. And it's really sad because I am a South African as well. And believe me when I say that a lot of white South Africans love South Africa. We love our country as much as any other black person does. Now, before I tell you a quick story, one of my personal stories and my recollection of apartheid, I just want to mention that the reason why a lot of white people defend apartheid is purely because of the fact that what is currently happening in South Africa is the reason why apartheid happened. White South Africans are being racially excluded from a lot of things, because now we have to pay for the sins of our fathers, which is not a very fair thing to do. It's like me saying and phoning up the British and telling them, listen, after the Second Boer War, you need to repay us for that. They're going to laugh at us. And you know, this is what the government is trying to do, is they're trying to punish white people because of the past. Now, a lot of young white people were born after apartheid. Quite ironically, a lot of the viewers commenting on my video that are black are all born after apartheid. So if you're currently if you're a black South African now and you were born after 1994, I just want to say that you're currently advantaged. You are currently privileged because you are at the top of the food chain when it comes to jobs, when it comes to opportunities. So I'm not sure why you're complaining. The current situation in South Africa is your choosing, because you are the majority in South Africa. So it's easy to say it's white people's fault, but in actual fact, you carry the votes. So if black South Africans are going to keep on voting for what they're voting for, you're going to keep on being punished. And trying to exclude white South Africans, which are extremely productive within the economy, is absolutely stupid. But anyway, let me tell you my story and my recollection of apartheid, because I think you'll find it quite interesting. So two stories I remember growing up as a kid. Number one, we had a black lady that worked at our house, and every holiday she would bring her kids from home, and they would come and stay, and they would literally, I would play with them, you know, in the yard. I borrowed them my bicycle. They ate breakfast with me because she was now watching over me while we were all on holiday. The kids sat and watched TV with me. Okay, there was not much to watch at that stage, but yeah, and we played They ate the same as me when they came and visit. I played with them. They played with my toys. And we were literally not black and white kids. And then the second story I recall was at school is, and a lot of the older folks would actually remember this, and this is how dangerous South Africa was at that stage, is that when you walked out of a classroom, on top of the door there used to be a placard. This placard had printed out pictures of bombs, and part of the ritual in school was you had to do a bomb drill every, I can't remember, I think it was once a month we did a bomb drill. So you were taught that if you see, and this placard was on top of every single door in every classroom. So when you walk out, you actually looked into it. So to recognize the different bombs, should you walk into a thing looking like a bomb in school or at home. So for black people to think that it was all good and well for only white people is a myth, because at that stage the ANC was bombing civilians. At that stage the ANC and the IFP were killing each other. And here's an interesting statistic, is that during apartheid, and I'll put it up for you because you can Google this, according to the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, only 22,000 people died during apartheid, or black people. Now, that is, if you understand the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, it was not only just white people, it was the ANC, it was a whole mixture of people trying to talk about what happened in apartheid and trying, like the name says, Truth and Reconciliation Commission. It was about getting behind the truth of what happened in apartheid. Now, if you look at today's murder rate, between 70 and 80 deaths or murders per day, okay, that is about 25,000 murders every single year in 12 months. That is more than the whole of apartheid combined in 1 year in South Africa. So it's easy to say apartheid was so bad. But how bad is it currently in South Africa? That's the question we are not asking ourselves. Why are young black people not asking themselves, why is South Africa in the state South Africa is? Now, 2025, not in 1980 or 1994. Why is South Africa in the state that it is now, where gogos, black women, older ladies gets raped and killed in townships? And then you want to argue about how bad apartheid was, but how bad is the ANC and the South African government currently and the situation now in South Africa? Now, guys, please like, share and subscribe, and God bless.